Welcome to Between Two Pastries, a not-so-typical nutrition podcast. Nicole and Annie are licensed and registered dietitians. Join them as they discuss hot nutrition topics, challenge popular beliefs, and have a blast doing it. Here are your hosts, Nicole and Annie.
All right, welcome to Between Two Pastries. This is Nicole.
Hey everyone, it's Annie here.
And today we are talking about probably one of our least favorite subjects ever, our fad diets in particular.
Yeah, so we feel like we need to.
Yeah, we do feel like we need to, as we're sitting here groaning on the inside around it. But
well, it's, I got an email the other day from a potential new client, and every other word was, oh, I ate so and such and such food, and God, that's so unhealthy. And then I had this milkshake. Oh, that's so unhealthy. And it's just like, it just was screaming diet.
Yeah.
And just poor knowledge of athletic performance, poor knowledge of being okay with milkshakes or whatever food. And just, it reinforced again to me why so many people fall into that trap of, oh, this isn't a diet, it's a lifestyle change.
Oh, sure.
Oh, there's no counting here, but you do have to count. And oh, just eliminate all of this. And people just fall into that trap. Or like I sent you that picture doing the 10-day ketone cleanse. And it's just like, gosh. What makes you think this is a good idea? Like, you obviously don't understand our plumbing system in our bodies.
Right. So let's talk about cleanses first, because I think that one has, all of these have literally recirculated and have been around for literally decades. That's the other piece of it. But the whole concept of a cleanse, it's like, okay, you can't cleanse your body. Like, no, because there's no eating clean.
No, that's not a thing.
There's not even remotely a thing. And it's so, the thing that we have to understand is that, our bodies are constantly cleansing.
All I can think about is all the memes going around with people drinking Clorox bleach.
Oh my gosh, I know. It's
that's what now clean eating reminds me of.
Right.
Sorry.
Definitely
but it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Cleanses, eating clean. Like, you have a plumbing system, right?
Yes.
So like, that's our body, and it starts at our mouth, and we eat food. It doesn't matter what that food is. We eat it. It goes into our stomach. And again, this is the very first grade version of this, but we have things in our pancreas, our liver, and our kidneys that, as food goes into our small and large intestine and eventually out of us, the pancreas, liver, and kidneys are all doing their magical things to allow for all of this breakdown and digestion and absorption and getting rid of waste. And it, quote unquote, cleanses for us, such that when we have alcohol, how the liver breaks that down. And you can't now all of a sudden do a cleanse, a 30-day cleanse, a juice cleanse, a ketone cleanse, a whatever cleanse, lemon water cleanse. I've seen so many.
Oh my gosh. Maple syrup cleanse.
Yeah, you are not doing anything helpful to your body, because your organs already have something in place to do these things. Because if there wasn't, y'all be dead.
Right. That's the thing.
If we didn't have liver, kidneys, and pancreas and gallbladder, I'll even throw in there, all of these organs to allow for natural body cleansing to occur when we eat and drink, we literally would just be stockpiling all of the alcohol and what else? Binders, preservatives, gum, all the things that don't necessarily, break down in our body would just be accumulating. Right. And then we'd all look like a blimp. So, or explode or die.
Well, we would die because our bodies can't function with that type of
thing. So help me to understand why juice is now or ketones or lemon is now going to cleanse all of a sudden.
I know.
It's frustrating.
It's so frustrating.
It doesn't make sense.
No, No, it doesn't make sense. And I mean, the only thing that you're doing is depleting and depriving. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, you're burning your muscle, you're slowing your
like mad
metabolism,
crazy.
And you're going to be angry.
And you're going to be super angry. So the thing, I think the most important piece about any of these kinds of things, or these super low calorie things, or the cleansing, or even some of this other stuff we're going to talk about, is that, you know, the first and foremost is like your muscle goes in a millisecond. So like when people are like, oh, well, how did so-and-so lose weight so fast? Well, guess what?
They didn't.
They lost a lot of muscle, which is not the weight you want to be losing. You want to be losing
water. You don't want to lose that either.
Right. But when you lose muscle, you use a ton of water with it, because, you know, all of your water is held in your muscle. So it's like, you know, so for every pound of muscle, you know, you're losing, you know what I'm saying? It's like this.
Now you just have raisin cells.
So you're losing all of that.
And how productive can the organelles within the cell be if there's no water? There's, you know what I mean?
Well,
like mitochondria need water. Like all of the biochemical interactions that occur from intercellular space into organelles and stuff involve water, and it's usually it's a transporter or whatever of different things. There's chemicals involved. If you suck all of the water out of the cell, now your little mitochondria, which are your energy provide, you know, that's what helps you run or bike or whatever.
Transporter.
They're like, help me. And they're dying, or not dying for real, but like they have nothing. They're not supported. And then you start cramping in your races or whatever. Like it's all this cascade.
It is all a cascade.
But so thank God those 5 pounds are off the scale.
Oh, for heaven's sake already. It's so much is in our freaking mind, you know? But so that leads me to the next piece, is this whole, you know, keto low carb crap, right? Especially.
Oh, and it's not just keto. I mean, there's like now like a dozen.
Oh, for heaven's sake. I don't know.
So we'll just coin it low carb with keto being the trendiest right now.
Right. So, I mean, if you're talking about, you know, depletion, dehydration, and now you have this athlete who thinks they're doing themselves a favor by becoming fat adaptive and by doing all this, you know, low carb keto crap, it's like now you're putting that much more strain on all of these other organs and areas, right? But in particular, that's where then dehydration, or, you know, bonking in races and having to be extra careful about electrolytes during those times and trying to find that chemical balance, because they're not holding it in their system, because they're not taking in what they need to actually do it. Like, it's just so much freaking stress. And then you're stressing that heart out, but no one thinks about that. No one thinks about that. Like
let me play devil's advocates, because there are quote unquote successful athletes, pro athletes who are fat adapted.
Correct.
So what makes them okay to do it, but not other people to do it? Or, you know, you've got the research out there now that says, whoa, this is the greatest thing in the world. Well, you know what I mean? Like,
so the thing is that it's not the greatest thing in the world. What the greatest thing in the world is the magic of our bodies. That's the greatest thing in the world. So we have to understand that our bodies adapt to anything we do to it. So whatever you're going to do to it, it's going to adapt. So if you're going to rely primarily on fat for energy, some protein, and little to absolutely no carbohydrate in the course of a day, all your body wants to do is survive. So it will then start altering how it functions in order to support what you're trying to do. The thing is that there's a huge transitional phase during this too. Some people get super, super sick, right? For weeks, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Some people do it and still never end up feeling good, you know?
Right.
Why? Because of, Annie and I've talked about this so many times. Like, carbohydrate is really our body's preferred form of fuel, period.
Right.
It creates no stress to the body.
Right.
And it provides with what it needs. And we just have a lot of variety of carbohydrates, so we need a particular balance of it. But I mean, that is just what I'm saying. So a body is brilliant. It can do whatever. If you really feel amazing operating on that level, fine. No one can argue with that. However, you also are missing a ton of nutrients that are coming in. And that has been very well documented, that there is this laundry list of vitamins and minerals that have to be supplemented because you can't get them from fat in a little bit of protein alone. You can't.
Right. Well, and I want to raise the point that the second question you should ask yourself after you ask yourself, is this really something I want to do for my lifetime? The second question should be, am I doing this because I'm scared of carbohydrate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And look yourself in the eye, in the mirror, and ask yourself, is this because, why am I doing this?
Sure.
What is my purpose? Is it because it's body image or a struggle with? Is it a bad relationship with food? Because these are things you can actually deal with and be able to then enjoy normal pizza and bakery and whatever.
Essentially, it always comes down to your beliefs around food. So it's like if you believe that carbohydrate makes you fat, which it doesn't, by the way, you know, the idea is just to eliminate and that solves everything. Well, no. How about if we just deal with what is so frightening about creating balance in your life? Why is that? Why does that feel so hard? Why are we avoiding that piece? You know?
Right.
Because that's what people want. People just want this. All I have to do are these 2 or 3 things. All I have to do is nothing but, you know, drink a gallon of olive oil a day and have a chicken breast. You know, do you know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah, that's
it sounds terrible. But, I mean, if you really just to kind of boil it down, you know,
right. Like, that's what it is.
That's why people want to do a cleanse or they want to, and cleanses are really like, no, you want to cleanse your brain. You want to, you know, cleanse, you know what I'm saying? Your brain of all of the toxicity that you're putting in your brain with your thoughts. That's what I'm saying around that.
Right.
It's like,
well, and it's, you know, you think you have to come back to psychology of how people think.
Right.
We have completely at a certain age, and I don't know when it is, majority of people become black and white thinkers or all or nothing thinkers. They become the catastrophe thinkers. They become, you know, futuristic in their thinking, and they forget about just staying in the present moment and being like, oh, I don't have to be black or white. I don't need to eat all the cupcakes or none of the cupcakes. I can just eat one. You know, like there isn't that thinking anymore. It's, oh, I let myself go in my 20s. I'm now in my 30s. Now I've put on all this weight. And I'll just eliminate carbohydrate from my diet, completely change the inside of my body, struggle back and forth with low carb, high carb, cleanse, back to low carb, back to high. And all of a sudden I'm 20 pounds higher than what I was in my 30s. And now what? You can avoid all of that. All of it. And what you need to do is just admit to yourself in the mirror, I have a poor relationship with food. And how do I fix that? Gosh, I probably know some really cool dietitians that could help me with that. You know, I mean, that's just my opinion.
No, I know, but it's just so frustrating because it's like you keep, you know, like just you're on this hamster wheel.
You're reaching for anything.
Right. Yeah. Instead of just like, let's just really get to the crux of the matter. And when we get to the crux of the matter, if that still means that you want to eat more fat in a day than someone else, that's fine. But we don't have to call it a particular diet. Like it's the other piece of it. You know,
and when your little grandkiddo or nephew or daughter or whomever offers you a little cupcake, that you have it and enjoy it.
I know.
But it doesn't, you know, like we have to be okay with, and all of these diets have created a world where no one is okay with anything, and food has become political, and all we're doing is arguing about anything. Right. You know, food related. And now that's bad. That's good. This research is good. This is bad. Well, this is and it's just like, whoa,
I know.
Here's the science. Here's what your body needs.
Right.
Here's what you're choosing to put in it. So here's what the functionality is going to be for your body. Take it or leave it.
Completely.
That's fine.
Yeah.
If you're an athlete and you want to get through your races and you're, you know, an anomaly, great, you're going to do just fine. But if you're like everyone else and just an average Joe, you might be peeing blood.
Right.
You might lose your muscle. You'll likely lose your muscle. You know, like these are the things that are going to happen to you. You're going to see distress within your gut. You're going to see kidney distress. You're going to see heart issues that potentially arise. If you choose to have carbohydrate, yeah, maybe you're enjoying candy and bakery and carbohydrate foods more often. Maybe you have an extra 5 or 10 pounds on you. So be it. Perhaps your relationship with food is now significantly better.
Right.
Your relationship with people is significantly better. Yeah. Now you're able to perform in a run, at least get through it without causing distress and, I don't know, urine issues or, like organ problems that we're dealing with.
Right.
Gosh, I don't know. I might choose that route. If you think of it from a biochemical standpoint of carb, protein, and fat at a cellular level and what it does to you, you cannot function within the cell without carbohydrate.
Yep.
And if you are, and you're creating ketones and all of that, the body doesn't want to. That's a defense mechanism.
Right.
That's saying, whoa, boy, I got to do something to survive now.
Right. And on that note, we got to go. So if you want to hear the extended version of this, because Annie and I ain't done yet, then become one of our Patreon members and you'll get the extended. So thanks, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Have questions you want to hear discussed on the show? Find us on Facebook or visit between2pastries.com and drop us a line. Want to support the show? Find us on Patreon for exclusive content. If you love the show, find us on iTunes or your favorite podcast platform. Hit the subscribe button and leave us a review.